Greetings, people. Greetings, brothers and sisters. What's going on? Hope you guys are good. Welcome to Peter Lloyd World. So we started something last week that's a little different. We are going to be talking about the entertainment industry. And what we're going to be doing is having interviews with persons who are active members of the Jamaican entertainment industry, the global entertainment industry, etc. We are doing this because I often get lots of questions from persons who are trying to get into the industry and who are trying to learn about how the industry really works, what it's really like, what happens, etc. So I just thought this might be a good way to introduce people to entertainment as it truly exists, as it really exists. And this week we have two guests lined up. We have one waiting backstage. She is someone I've known for several years. Had the pleasure of working with. Very professional, remarkable artist, super talented singer, songwriter, author, music producer. I can keep going and going. Multifaceted, multi-talented, really remarkable personality, and beautiful person outside and beautiful person inside. Just a beautiful human being. I've had the pleasure of touring with her, touring North America with this person, and she's just remarkable to work with. So I would like to introduce you all to the one and the only Stephanie Hava. Stephanie is the best of the best. Nobody can test. All right. Steph, what a you good?
Yeah,
You
I'm
good?
fine.
Or the best people to interview are your family and your friends.
Don't
That's
it?
what I get to talk
Don't gas you up.
to. Best people. All right, so Steph, we're doing this is a new thing that we're doing for the channel. We're trying to give people information regarding entertainment. It's brand new. And we wanted to talk to people who have a full understanding of what happens behind the scenes, because people who look at entertainment really only ever see the end product,
Yeah.
right? Or they don't see the artists who crash and burn. They don't see the nights in the studio. They don't see the producers. They don't see the
Right.
trying to work, the actress. We see the end product. We see that 1 or 2% of people who become global stars and global artists. And everybody won't be a Beyonce. Everybody won't be, I can keep calling names. So we wanted to talk to people who have done really well, who have succeeded, but have managed to stay grounded in the industry and who are articulate enough to express, the truth about
You're right.
how the business really work. And you're one of the first persons I decided to speak with. I said, I'm going to call Stephanie guy. I know Stephanie.
Pleasure.
Stephanie know the thing. Stephanie know the truth. All right, so, okay, everybody. So, Stephanie Harper. First question. I'm trying to ask the questions that you have not been asked in every single interview your entire life as an
Try very
artist,
hard.
right? So, the first thing I want to ask you, but I want to go in the reverse order. You are a mom,
Yes, I am.
a very public mom. You're very public about your being a mother.
Yes.
And so we're starting in the reverse order now. We're not going to start from when you did start and why you did start. We're going to
That's
start with
fine.
you as a mom. I've always thought that that must be very challenging for an artist. How many children do you have?
I have two
Um,
girls, two beautiful girls.
all right. How has it impacted your work as an artist?
Okay, well, it has impacted my work as an artist in several ways. Um, I wouldn't say in any negative ways, but it does have its challenges because the demands of motherhood are easily a full time job, and so is music. And so there's a not even a balancing act. I would just say it's a juggling act, right? Because you have to find a way to kind of make it all work and to give each aspect of those two lives your fullest and your best, or else either will suffer. But it does really push me to do my best, because I'm not just, this dream does not bank on, it's not just something selfish. For it's not something just for me, it's for them too. I'm creating a life for them, and so it gives me the motivation and the drive and the push that I need to know that I'm not alone in this place on this earth, that I have two beautiful human beings who are depending on me to make their lives comfortable, and to teach them and to show them what hard work looks like, and what going for your dreams, not just working a 9 to 5 or working a job just to make some money, but what doing something that fuels your soul feels like and looks like. And so um I enjoy both. I enjoy being a mom and I enjoy being a recording artist. They're two of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life.
Well, I mean, you're. I mean, I've seen you in action as a mother, and I've seen you in action in many aspects as an artist. Like I said, I told everybody I've had the pleasure of working with you, and I've had the pleasure of touring with you.
Yes, he's Uncle Peter, guys.
Yes. There has been, to me anyway, in recent time, I've noticed a flood of new artists. I think this may be because we're in the age of technology. The gatekeepers are not as gatekeeping as they used to be. We're going to get into that term a little later on. And what I've noticed, because listen, people, when I started as a singer, if we were fortunate as male artists, for every show I did, there may have been one female artist on the show. And in fact, most shows, there was no female artist on the show. I mean, I used to tell people that when I did the shows, I felt like I was incarcerated because pure man around me. I mean, that was a problem, but it was a problem.
Yeah.
But I noticed there is a flood of women getting into the game. And I'm trying to be diplomatic, and I'm trying to be Uncle Peter and ask this question. There's a flood of women getting into the game, but it appears to me as if, just like a lot of the acts coming up globally, this is not about Jamaica. Your physicality is extremely important. Now, I know that as a man in the business, especially in reggae and dancehall, which is male dominated, as you know, what? And like I said, I'm doing this in reverse. You're a mom. You're also a very attractive woman.
Thank you.
Articulate, very attractive. How did you manage to? How did that impact you when you stepped into the game? Was there anything that happened to you as you stepped in as a female artist that surprised you? That said, I didn't expect this, or I didn't anticipate this. What was the journey like in terms of relating to men, it being in a male-dominated industry? Why the sound?
Well, my entry into the music industry, as entering a male-dominated music industry, was quite pleasant, because I was under the wings of some very protective producers who were really interested in my talent. Venturing out into the wider industry, it was definitely a shock. It was a shock because, I mean, I don't think nobody prepares young women coming into the entertainment industry on a whole, of the different things that they would have to contend with, whether that be I don't really want to say toxic masculinity, but the male dominatedness of the situation, the misogyny that you encounter sometimes, and just being seen as a prey as meat, as fresh meat, as something to be consumed other than enjoyed in terms of your talent. That was a shock to me because I had not been prepared for that. But also, luckily, I was in the company of a lot of people. I can't say I've worked with any female producers. I was always working with men because we're talking about a male dominated situation.
Right. Truly,
But
yeah,
I was
truly
lucky
dominated.
to be in the company of men who mentored me and who gave me a heads up sometimes and said, you have to, be aware of these things and conduct yourself in a particular way. And I mean, that was sometimes after I'd have my feelings hurt and or been disrespected or been you know lasciviously you know lusted after. It was
I
quite a
mean,
shock.
all right, okay. Give me an example. Give me don't you don't have to call any names, but give me an example of one of the things that you actually experienced as a
Well, I
female.
was working with a very popular artist at one
Yeah.
point,
Mhm.
and um I had already started my solo career because I started out as a backing vocalist, and then and that brought me in the circles of a lot of producers. But I had already, I by this time I had my second album out, and I remember, but
What's
I
the name of
still,
that album, by the way, so people can?
pardon,
What's the name of that album? The second
catharsis.
album.
Yes,
Okay.
catharsis. Right, and so by that time I had already had some catalog under my belt, and but I was still doing backing vocals because it's a part of what I do as an artist. So I remember playing some of my music for that artist, and he approached me about going on the road,
Mhm.
touring
Nice,
with him, opening
nice,
with
good.
him, and singing backing vocals. And I thought, oh my God, this is such a wonderful opportunity. And I was so
Yeah.
excited because this was looking to be the big break I was looking for, going out on the road in front of massive of people because it's a huge artist. But there was a catch. And the catch
Okay.
was that I had to be, his sleep with buddy on tour.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, all right,
I mean, it's not funny.
all right.
It's not funny, but I can laugh about it now because I've luckily I've done enough to be able to command the respect of other people in the music industry that I don't need to do stuff like that to advance myself.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I guess the truth is that probably happens a lot more often than people would like to think or understand.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Believe it
For
or
me,
not.
for me, it's a little strange because it's something that is totally outside of my personality. Because I kind of think that wouldn't quite work unless you're already involved with the person, of course. But that's that's wow. Anyway. Now, one of the reasons I invited you on, I'm going to get back to that in a little bit. But one of the reasons I invited you on is that generally when people think about entertainment, they think about actor or they think about singer.
Hmm.
They don't really think about anything else. And you're one of the few persons I know who you have managed um, to command several different aspects of the music industry.
Yes,
No, of entertainment. All right. If I may, I know that you're a show promoter, right?
yes.
I know that you are an author. You had a very successful book out called Diary of
The Scorpion Lover. Hmm.
European Lover that I have read about 15 times. I think it's good. Um, I know that you are. I mean, listen. There's so many things. What is it for you personally that made you decide? Is it that you were so gifted in all of these things that you couldn't help yourself, or is it that you got up and said, you know something? I need to find a way to exist because I know, for instance, when I started singing, um, I was an actor. I was doing acting. I was doing broadcasting. I sung in the hotels for many, many years. By the way, a very, very strange thing because people thought people thought I shouldn't be doing that. And I was like,
Right.
no, I'm feeding my family. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying to me. When you decided to diversify, why did you decide to diversify as an artist? Was it an accidental thing, or did it just, or did it evolve naturally because of your talent?
It just kind of happened, it just kind of happened because once I started getting immersed into music, there were other aspects of music that was calling to me, and I would step into certain different roles just as a filler, noticing that these are things that I love too. These are things that sparked my interest, and these are things that I was good at. Namely, I could easily, fill a management role because I've always been interested in what was going on behind the scenes. I was always with the tour manager, or noticing what was going on, how the manager or the road manager or anybody who is in a managerial position was just handling themselves and handling the job. And so I picked up a lot of that from just observing, but also, and I found myself getting very interested in learning about it, and so I would buy books and stuff like that and start reading up. Um, and then when it got to a point where it was hard for me to find a manager for myself because of some of the same stuff we're talking
Yeah,
about, because
yeah, yeah.
they would be interested in me or they weren't doing enough for my career, I decided to start my own company,
Hmm.
right? Focusing on management and, publishing and stuff like that. It's called Havani Productions, which was formerly Havashio Productions.
Right, right.
And right, so I started my own company and, started outsourcing my skills to other people, to other artists, my friends. Actually, it just really was an opportunity for me to help myself and my colleagues to further ourselves, who we couldn't get management or we weren't being booked on shows. So my company ended up putting on events, small events around Kingston, stuff like that. So, and then, I mean, writing, I'm a natural writer. Actually, I fell in love with writing before I knew I could sing. I often say I came out of my mother's womb singing, and that's true too.
Right, 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 right,
I fell in love
right.
with writing first because, as I briefly explained in my book, singing wasn't something that my mother encouraged. I was always making noise in the house, and I was told to tone down. It's a Caribbean thing, I think. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if I may jump in, I mean, was it the age old thing of your child should become, because in the
Yeah,
Caribbean,
it was
the Caribbean,
traditional. It was
doctor,
it was
lawyer, Indian chief, you
right.
have to be one of those things. So if you're a
And
singer,
because
you're a loser.
I was
Right?
good
Yeah.
at academics, I was
Mm.
being told often I was going to be the family lawyer. I was going to be the
Right.
first successful person in the family,
Right. Right.
and so because I was outspoken, because I was well read, all of that, I was going to be a lawyer. So my singing, my talent wasn't really encouraged. So because I couldn't sing out, I started reading.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I got
I
it.
became a bookworm, and so I started reading books and reading books. When the books ran out, I turned to the encyclopedias, you know.
So wait a
And
minute. So I have to. You said it came. It was a natural evolution, and you made a statement that I can relate to as an artist. And Vern's young closet, who's one of the persons watching, she says, "Wow, that is sad. No management." Verns, let me say something to you.
it's not always sad.
Reggae and dancehall have a huge issue with management. Most artists are managed by them cousin, them girlfriend, them wife, them brethren, or somebody
Yeah.
like that. It's the truth. So you find that a lot of artists. I put together a team of people around me, over 20 years, because there was no one that I wanted to. There was no one I wanted to work with that I thought was competent enough to achieve the goals that I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
Travel Dreamer 46. Thank you so very much. Pick up yourself, Travel Dreamer 46. So you're saying that none of this as a result of finances. You never thought about
Well,
it financially. I said,
Not yet.
I do
At
these
that
different
point,
things.
I really was just following my dreams. I was following my passion, right? So when the time after pursuing music for many years, as I said, starting out as a backing vocalist, then I started my solo career. I stopped touring as a backing vocalist with other artists. I would only do it in studio, which I still do today. Um, so there goes that. I'm a recording artist. I'm a backing vocalist, and I'd spent many years. I mean, as a backing vocalist, it's good money. I have to say, it's very great money. Consistent income, especially if you're touring with a successful artist. There's no reason to walk away from that job. But I knew I wanted more. Every night I stood on that stage, supporting somebody else on the sidelines, I saw myself. And so I knew I needed to make a sacrifice. So that is when money came into play. Um, Money became an issue, I would say, because as any artist, you need support, not just management, but you need capital. You
This
need
is
to,
after you. This is after. So hold on. So you're saying that as a touring, as a backing vocalist, and I don't know if you can just address that quickly, because again, I keep saying when people approach me about the industry, they don't talk about these other things, and they don't realize that the lead artist needs backing vocals or
yeah,
an
yeah.
engineer or stuff. Who are some of the people you toured with? And I mean, I'm not going to ask to give us figures, but you're saying that a good backing vocalist can make a lifelong living
It's true.
comfortably. And okay, give me an example of some of the people you worked with before we talk about.
I've worked with
Hey
Cocotie.
Renee, I see you.
I've worked with Cocotie. I've worked with Deville, Mr. Vegas. Those are some of the local reggae artists that I've worked with. Then I got an opportunity to work with Spanish. Well, he's Basque. Basque is a small country in Spain. It's a small town in Spain. Called Fermin Muguruza. I got an opportunity to tour with him for an extended period of time, and then which took me to live outside of Jamaica. And then I was touring with Groundation from California for a very long time as well.
So when you made this transition now, you decided, okay, the artist in me needs to be expressed, and you got into music. I guess that's when you got the offer for being the friend on tour.
Yes, the friend with benefits, the singer with
Yes,
benefits.
yeah, that's the correct term to use. Friend with benefit. When you got into being a solo artist, what were some of the challenges you faced? You mentioned finance, meaning is it that you couldn't find someone to finance you, or if they were going to finance you, they wanted benefits for the financing?
Well, first of all, this is the part that they don't teach in music school or nobody tells you about is that starting your solo career requires a lot of investment. It requires a lot of investment before you see any returns. And so it's not wise to use your own money because you'll be spending a lot of money. There's a lot of aspects that get into getting your career off the ground. That's there's a phase called artist development. When you're burning CDs back in the
Right,
days and
right,
you're
right.
doing photo shoots and promo photos and all of those things and you know getting yourself together, hair, clothes, all of that. You understand, for performances, and sometimes you're just going on a show for the exposure. You're not getting any monetary.
No money. Oh,
Right.
let me interrupt you for a second. People, we're talking to Stephanie Hava, author, singer, backing vocals, show promoter, my sister and my brethren, work together, remarkably talented, very, very, very successful artist. And we're just talking about some of the truths about being a female artist in the game and her journey as an artist. And we're not doing the usual question, we're trying to do something like a different. And since we know each other for so long, because we talk for 10 hours, and I said Renee looking beautiful backstage here. Hey Renee. You can find her on Instagram at Stephanie Hava. At
That's
Stephanie
right.
Hava on Instagram. She has a company called Havani
Production.
Productions. Productions, right?
Yes.
She's a mother of two amazing girls who call me Uncle Peter. Really, really sweet person, and really, she was a part of my team. She came on board. We were lucky to have her. Remarkable person, personality. Stubborn, stubborn, people, stubborn. She's stubborn, but
Stop calling the kettle black.
she's not stubborn. Actually, I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm
Yes.
the word. It's the truth. I gotta be honest with you. Now you touched on something that nobody tells younger artists, uh, and this has always baffled me. I was telling a young man the other day, whatever you do, do not invest your money. Do not invest your money. Try and find an investor. If you can, invest some of your money and invest the rest in it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of artists end up
Yeah.
spending.
You know what it is though, Peter? I think we're told to follow our passion so much. You understand? The fantasy is what we
Yeah,
start out with, the fantasy of the music industry. So we're going after our dreams, and but there's a lot of practical um, things that need to go into it. There are a lot of logistics and strategy that needs to go in to make sure that we can. I mean, who wants to still be the suffering artist? I don't believe in it. You know,
right.
I don't believe that that's the trajectory of becoming successful. Granted, it's not always going to be great every day. The money is not always going to be good, right? So you definitely need to love it. It definitely needs definitely need to be passionate about it. But I think we can, if we can keep the conversation real and tell artists, especially when we're asked what's the best advice to give artists, is tell them, listen, it's not just a dream. It's something that you have to. It's a business. So
Yep.
you know, when you start a business, you have to have capital. Yeah. If you don't have an investor, it would be wise to accumulate, right, some capital to get yourself off the ground, because these are the things that go into it. You understand? Your image, your sound, the quality of your productions, the quality of your post production, and then you thinking about marketing. There, all of those things require money. And if
Yep.
you're investing, if you're work, even if you have a 9 to 5 and you're investing it back in your music, it can easily drain you for a very long time. It can keep you from living a comfortable life um, for a very long time if that's all you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? So I think money, managing your finances as an artist from beginning, in the middle, all the way to retirement, it's very fundamental for us to understand and to know and to apply.
Well, I think also the other side to that point, because you are right. We don't really teach artists. We don't talk to artists generally about the finances of what we're doing. I mean, it took me years to figure out what the heck was going on around me. We don't talk to artists about publishing, copyright. We don't talk to
Right.
artists about about owning your masters. We don't talk to artists about any of these things. We talk to artists about the glamour and the glitz and doing the right thing on social
And
media.
you know, we don't talk about it, but the artists are taking things up in their hands these days. Believe
Well,
that.
well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But I can tell you, as an artist from the '90s and the early 2000s, it was a very, very different sort of experience for most of
Yeah.
us. You mentioned success. I know I'm going to ask Wendy this a little later on. Now, we know, you and I definitely know of artists who are huge, popular, doing really well, and they're broke. And
Yep.
no one knows they're broke. Nobody knows that they're broke.
No.
They drive all the nice cars, and they don't. People don't know that's the record label who's paying for it, or the management that's paying for all of this. My question becomes: all right, what exactly is success? Is success that just the 1%? Because it can't just be the 1%. You have millions of artists. Jamaica probably have more artists than we have farmers. What does success look like to you, and how would you express that concept of success to a upcoming artist?
Okay. Well, first of all, success is defined personally, I believe. But what it looks like to me is being able to turn your talent and your passion um, into sustainable income. And that doesn't always look like popularity. That doesn't always look like a boss, as we call it in Jamaica, which is breaking, as they say in America. Sometimes there are a lot of artists who are making good money without being the most popular artist. And that is because all their business affairs in regards to their music is in order, right? You mentioned earlier publishing, right? If you mentioned owning your masters, because in the age of the indie artist, there was a lot of education out there for emerging artists to own their music and to own their publishing, instead of going through all these sub publishers and third parties who will eventually take, by the time the money gets to you, you're really getting a fraction
Yeah.
of your intellectual property,
All
you
right,
know.
listen, I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna bring on Renee,
Okay,
and then I'm gonna invite you back because we
no
have a
problem.
little more to talk about. But again, people, we were just talking to the amazing Stephanie Hava, my friend, the boss, super talented artist you can find on Instagram. And in fact, all her handles, just look for Stephanie Hava, and the Hava is Hava, as you see here on the screen. Really, really talented artist. And what we're doing is we're just having an honest conversation about entertainment. So if you know anyone, any young act who'd like to get into the game and they want to know what really going on, what they're not teaching them in the music schools, etc., or the acting schools, have them stop by and check these out. All right, so Steph, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Thank you
All
so very
right.
much for popping by. So people, I'm lucky today, you know, two hot girl, me have me one, you know, big up. All right, okay, boss. All right. Hey, Renee.
Are you here?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
I'm so happy you decided to do this stream. It's the first time we're really doing this stream. We are trying to create a stream for people who are trying to get into any aspect of entertainment, and we want to give them an, apart from what they learn at school, etc., we want to give them an honest look at the game. Now,
Well,
um,
first of all, I want to say hi, Steph.
yes. Hold on.
Hi, girl.
Hey! How are you?
Huh?
How are you? Are you hearing
I
me?
am fine. I'm fabulous. It's so good to see you.
All right. Okay. So Renee,
Mhm.
who Miss Marshall, better known as I am Scorpio. Am I
21.
Huh? Welcome.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm Scorpio 21. Lord, forgive me, people.
yeah.
Um, Renee, I've known you for years.
Yes,
I would
that's
consider you almost like a sister,
yeah.
right? Um, I think, I don't think, you are the most successful, one of the top three most successful music video directors that Jamaica has seen ever. This is my opinion. I mean, looking at your resume, it's astounding the kind of artists you've done.
Thank
You've
you.
with. You've worked on my personal favorite Peter Lloyd video, which is Pure Love. I
Yeah.
mean, people, if you love that track, the person who visualized and did everything is this lady, this beauty here, beauty within, beauty without, wonderful person. Now you rose to the top with a group of persons. Let me
Yeah.
see. It's called you called yourself Scorpio 21. Am I
Mhm.
correct? All
Scorpio.
right. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Now, to my memory, I'm gonna try and make sure that I get this correct because I had the information here, and oh, me never know that. Oh, me never remember that. That don't make no sense to me. But what I realized is that you, when you started the company,
Hmm.
it was you and okay. First of all, Jimmy Foster, big up yourself. Well gone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Jimmy. When and why did you step out of broadcasting and production? Because people, she was also a broadcaster and a producer. One of the linchpins of Hype TV, the first indie television station in Jamaica. Hype TV revolutionized television in Jamaica. And you are one of the linchpins, you're one of the founding members, you're one of the persons who made that revolution happen. When you stepped away from that into directing, and I don't think you started by just directing videos, I think you were doing other things outside of videos.
Mhm.
When you, first of all, why did you make that decision? And how much nerves of steel did it take to step out of that into this new capacity that landed you into the role of being the best of what you do as a director?
First of all, I just want to say thank you for all that compliment, because I've never, everybody's always seen stuff, nice stuff, very
Mhm.
thankful, but I've never seen myself in those positions. I've always
Right.
been someone that loved to do what I do, right? And that's not about
Mhm.
your successor, because these times it's just you love what you do, and that is success, doing what you love.
Right.
But let me get back. So I've never left Hype TV. I'm still even with Hype TV as we speak, right? But
Right. Mhm.
even when I branched out to do Scorpio 20, still doing it alongside for Hype TV,
Right.
right? So the first time I decided to do that, because I need the extra funds, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is my dream, and I do it and all that. Yes, it was. It was a part of me to be, producing stuff and directing, but I also want some money to do stuff.
Right. 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 Right.
Producing for Hype TV, and I am familiar with the artist that comes there to do interview with me and all of that. I tried to, collaborate efforts with my talent. So I decided, because I want to step into that, because I already had that art way, because I was already dealing with artists.
Mhm. Okay. Cool. Cool. Mhm.
That was the decision based on wanting extra money.
All
And
right.
Tel Myers and Jeanette also worked with Hype TV at the time
I
as a
remember that.
collaborator, Scorpio 21.
Mhm. So, okay, so you don't see yourself that way, but here's the truth. You are that way. You did revolutionize the game and you did do all these things. And it's kind of funny that yourself and Stephanie are very alike in that sense. None of you want to embrace that aspect of the truth, but it's a part of the game. When we sat, we came up with Pure Love, and we said, okay, we
Yeah.
like to do the video with the best of the best. The name that came up constantly was Scorpio 21 and Renee. Like everyone we spoke with said, this is the person. And your interpretation of the video was just remarkable,
Thank
editing, etc. And I know that you have done work with some other greats. Give me an example of just tell people some of the people you've worked with and
you.
directed.
I've worked with Taurus Riley. I've worked with Shaggy, with Sean Paul, Conscience, Ayatine, Itana, uh, a lot of artists actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
What was your favorite experience in terms of artists to work with?
who was my favorite?
Yeah. No, well, I don't know because I would say that your favorite would have to be me, obviously.
Of course.
I'm just saying outside of me, right? What, what, okay, that's not the question I want to ask you. The question I want to ask you is this. I asked Stephanie earlier. You're a very attractive woman
Mhm.
in a male dominated industry. Stephanie told us one of her stories of someone making an offer to her, to us, to assist her. What has your experience been like as a woman, a very attractive, articulate, intelligent, independent woman within this space of entertainment?
Well, I am very fortunate, thank God. I came through the mentorship of Raskasa Lee, of Johan Dawes of Hype TV, of uh what's his name? Trevor Icon in terms of production and everything. And because most of the artists before I became Scorpio 21, they saw me with these persons, mentors, these icons. They had me from that aspect. So when I decided to go to Scorpio 21 as an independent young lady, they still see me as that person. So even if they behind my like, oh, she's sexy, oh, me, I want her
Mhm.
face. And I know it's because of that reason, because of the respect for my mentor, who they know had my back. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
in that manner, in terms of any sexual contact or anything like always like she's very faithful, you know, as
Yeah,
a
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
uh,
So you, well, I mean, that makes sense because I know that even myself, I mean,
yeah,
I see you as a sister, and I think almost all of us see you as a sister. So it would be kind of natural for us to be protective of you
yeah,
as a person within the space. But were there any challenges? Because obviously, because you had that mentorship, and because we
yeah.
knew as a host and as a a broadcaster, etc. Was the transition into directing easy for you? That's the first part of the question. And the second part of the question is, would you ever suggest to a young male or female coming up that they could consider doing directing as a as an option of entertainment instead of the usual
Mhm.
stuff? Yeah.
Okay, first it was not easy because I think the first artist that we was Tanya Steve because
Mm.
you know
Tanya.
it, beating our chest really hard.
Yes, 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 yes.
Was Tanya Steve said to us, tell you when you make me for yourself in terms of directing, then you come back to me, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
That's
yeah.
so like her. Yeah, that's so like her. That's so like
So
her.
the first person who gets the opportunity, I always have to, respect him for that. I this was his first, was our first, was like virgins together.
Oh
So
my gosh.
first video. And so it wasn't easy getting in, but when we did, we took over. Yeah, but yeah. And what I would say to anyone that wants to do, just do it. Yeah, just do it because you never know until you try. And it's not about like being difficult at some point challenges, but it's about being creative and about thinking outside the box. You would like to see those songs look visually, so
Yeah, yeah.
do it, so I would
Well,
say it's if you want to be a director, go ahead, do it.
well, I mean, I think the thing is, most people don't have any idea as to how they would even get into that kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yeah, what I mean, how, I mean, you just said you approached the great Tanya Stevens, and she basically say, yeah, big up and bless up, but you know, when you're ready, come late. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
you're ready. And I think this, but clearly you persisted, because I guess one of the reasons why you are successful at what you do and remain successful is that, you know no don't kill you, no never kill you. You say, all right, this person said no, and you moved on to another person. What were some of the distinct challenges that you faced, um, in terms of actually starting a company within that space that was dominated basically by men? One, and two, the finances, because I know getting all that equipment together must have been, I mean, stressful.
yeah. Well, when we started out, we actually those stuff, we never had our own equipment, so we had
Mhm.
to what we needed for the video. So it wasn't challenging equipment because they were available as long as you have the money to rent it. The only
Okay.
case was more often or not, I go inside my head and I think bigger than what is there.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah, right. And then the artists be like, no, we don't have that budget to give. So no, I
Mhm.
scale down, and where the challenge faced, because I had to scale ideas and like, if
Mhm.
only I could, it would be better or what. But that's the most challenging part. Scale down what you want to see, your vision to fit
Right.
the budget that the artist, which is none.
I mean, okay, so is it that your dream is to go into film, to go into, because it seems to be the natural extension of what you've been doing. What's up, Glorious Life on Wheels? Welcome to the stream. Big up Dallas County Scratches. Hey, Jim. Is that your ultimate goal? And did you have this goal from your days from when you started at high? Or is it that the goal evolved, the dream evolved? You said, you know something? Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. So I'm going to go make the next step and the next step.
Yeah, well, I started out with that dream, but after after life teaches you lessons,
Yeah.
what you're going through or what life is because when you're younger and you look at life, it's like all bubble and sprinkles and you want to,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You want to be direct movies and all those stuff. And only you realize the bigger picture of life. You know, there is more to life than the popularity of having that career because people see you in that light once you have a career light. You realize there's life in terms of compassion, love in terms of everything. Because my dream tends to be change.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
You know what I mean? That's a part of course I like to make movie or whatever, but when looking at the picture with what's going on in terms of the the killing, the climate change and all that, I like, what the world is bigger than the pretty of life,
Yes. Yeah.
in different aspects and different things now and trying to help and trying to be a better person. That's more so than just doing a movie.
But you've always been a great person, though. Literally, you've always been one of the most supportive. You've just always been that person. That's who you've been. You know, Stephanie and I were speaking before this. Can we talk? We're good friends, and the industry has evolved a lot since you and I first met many years ago. I mean, I was explaining to her that just 15 years ago there was no social media.
That's true. Yeah.
It didn't exist. I mean, I think we may have had one at the time that everybody went to. I can't remember what it was called. The platform no longer really exists now. MySpace, right? But the industry had gatekeepers. The persons who, if you wanted to tour, if you wanted to work as a director, etc. How did the advent of social media impact your company and you as a creator?
It's good, and it's because when you have a lot of same person doing things, water down the or impact of the product.
Right.
And everyone have this free platform is their stuff on side that that I become that without the proper training, without the research or even the love for
it. Right.
So in that can be back water down the stuff. And so that whole be good help to respect to people that help people, because there's a lot of true.
Renee, hold on a second there. Some of the persons listening are saying you're coming in and out. I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe, how is the mic? Could you get the mic a little closer to you? Do you mind?
Sure, I would have to go like really close.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Good and bad. For me, the good part about it is to connect to other people and learn from them. There's a lot I've learned through social media.
Right.
That more.
Hold on a second, Renee. Yeah, it's I'm hearing it now. I wasn't hearing anything like that before. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to figure out because this is getting really juicy and interesting. Because it's funny because Steph and I we were talking earlier about the whole impact of social media and how it is. I mean, I can tell you that had it not been for social media, Peter Lloyd, the artist, would never have started to tour. It was
Mm.
one of the reasons that I started to tour. It was one of the because I couldn't go through the gatekeepers. My
Yeah.
family reached out directly to me on social media, and that's how I ended up on the road. You're saying you're saying that you're because of this space, you can now interact with other creatives easily
Yes.
and quickly, and learn from each other
Mm.
easily and quickly,
Yeah.
right? This, but you also said everyone
Yeah.
and is in fowl and them chicken can
Yeah.
turn a creative. Everybody can turn a creative. Uh, which is one of the things that I am because I think everyone has a right to pursue that dream. Even if you're tone deaf and you want to sing, I think you have that right. No, I really think you have that right. It might work. Um, but what I also wonder, and you kind of said it, when
Mm.
all these creatives get together in this space, um, well, could it be that it's better for entertainment in general because no one can say I didn't get there because the record label didn't sign me or I didn't get this opportunity
Mm.
because you're speaking directly to people, and if they like the product, they like it, and if they don't like the product, they don't like the product. Um, how do you see social media impacting the arts, the creatives generally in the foreseeable future? Because we are becoming more and more dependent on this thing. I said to Stephanie earlier, um, I see a lot of great looking artists and I admire them, but I can't remember their music. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, but I can't remember their music. And I'm not saying that they're not talented, but the focus is on the visual,
Yes. Yes.
okay? And there's no substance.
Yeah.
I no, let me not say that. That's unfair to them. Because the focus is so much now on the visual, especially with our female artists, we don't get to listen to the meat. The
Mhm.
meat. How do you see it impacting all of us?
Yeah. But the thing is that, as you said, we all have choice.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So if you're what you want to hear,
Mhm.
because it does to me, it doesn't matter how you look. If I'm here to hear you sing,
Mhm.
song, no connection with me, or or just, I'm just gonna listen. But
Okay.
listen to you, even with your song. Sorry, but shit, because you
Mhm.
look at
Right, 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 right.
individual, and as you say, everyone has choices. So if you decide, listen because of how they look, as opposed to sound like,
Mm.
then it's on you. So I don't think it impacts anything unless the individual decide to be a part of it. But I realize what I well, you can change it, but what it is, what I don't like it, where you have massive people know that
Renee, hold on a second. For some reason, the same thing is beginning to happen again. All right, give me a sec. I'm
yeah,
going to take off air for 1 sec and let me see how I can fix this. 1 second. People, we're speaking to Renee Marshall. Renee Marshall is, I would say, the most successful female music video producer and director that Jamaica has ever had. She's worked with the likes of Shaggy, Sean Paul, Taras Riley, Peter Lloyd, and many, many, many more. Won numerous awards. Just a remarkable person, a broadcaster, linchpin of the visual arts here in Jamaica in terms of film and etc. So we are just trying to fix something. Glorious Life and We says one of the great things about social media is that it allows direct access to an audience, bypassing the middleman gatekeeper and letting the audience decide, and it can be immediate. That's actually so very, very true. It's one of the things that I was gonna really bring up. Thank you so very much, Glorious Life on Wheels, for that. Now I'm going to bring Stephanie back in, as well as Renee. I've been lucky. Two pretty people on the stage. Yes, I am.
Easy and I
This is what it means by when them saying that Jamaica your boss. Come boss now. I don't care about it. I say, my boss. Two of my favorite people in one place. All right. So ladies, um, social media and how this thing is impacting us. Girls Life on Me is made up. I'm gonna read what they wrote. Watch again. Basically, one of the great things about social media is that it allows direct access to an audience, bypassing the middleman gatekeeper and letting the audience decide. And it can be immediate. Um, the question is, though, I'm not sure if immediate is always good, because I have always been in this two minds about social media. I know it's a positive. I've seen how it's impacted my career. I'm happy that it gives many of us an opportunity to get into the game. And Glorious Life on Wheels is correct. You can bypass all the middle people and go directly, it's like you're playing Monopoly and you pass go. And, right? You don't have to go to jail. However, the all these people getting into the game, Renee, you said something that was key. You said they do not spend any time learning about what the heck they're doing. And you also said, and Stephanie implied it also, there is no passion for what you're doing. Because the one thing that the both of you have said that's really key here, and I noticed, is that none of you seem to be motivated by money, not in the game. You both understand it's an industry and you have to earn,
Right.
but you are passionate about what you do. How then do you speak to the talent out there that says, none of that not relevant to know. That's why I get hot right now. I make whole heap of money. Steffi?
Okay, here's the thing. Um, Both what the gatekeeper said, sorry, the person that posted the comment and Renee made very good points about it. It's all right. What social media does is give the audience an opportunity for the audience to decide what's worthy and what's not, right? So it's almost like a filter. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wouldn't be the one to complain about the influx of creatives in a space, because then there is a filter, right? And that filter, whatever the filter is, will separate the people who are there with the talent, with the drive, with all the right ingredients that is required for them to have staying power in the music, and everybody else will either pull back or fall away on the wayside. You understand? So I mean, it's a great tool, because as you said, the gatekeepers were the ones deciding, and they didn't always decide what's best for the audience, what audience wanted to hear, because a lot of our favorite artists didn't go mainstream. You understand? They were underground, or they were, they had their little cult following, but they weren't mainstream artists. You understand? So it's good that we have a space now where everybody can come and showcase their talent, and the audience, the buying audience, the listening audience, the viewing audience gets to decide.
Yeah, but I'm gonna jump in. Renee, I'm gonna throw this to you directly. What Stephanie is saying, I've heard this many times before, but I've also heard people singing completely off key with songs that when I hear the songs, I literally want to pull my ears out and beat them into my skull because they're so horrific. They're so terrible. And I'm not a judgmental person. Most people know this, but I've heard stuff that's just horrific. And I'm like, I don't understand this. How is this even existing? couldn't it be also that I have to be very careful how I say this, and I'm saying this directly to Renee. Does the audience always really know what they want, though? Do
No,
they always really know?
no, they don't. Because
Because that's something I question.
I know, because I know what you want to say, but you have to be, politically
Hey,
correct. But over to me, because I have none of that. So yeah, I don't know. The audience, I don't know if they don't, or they just don't care, and it doesn't matter to them either way. You know,
mm,
what they look for is something outside of what we look for.
right, right, right.
Person, because they're popular, they're pretty, they're sexy, has
Mhm.
nothing to do with not able to really sing, or they don't make sense. But
Right.
they go trending or number one
Mhm.
because of different reasons. And
Right.
what
But this is what I was saying. At least, Stephanie, the gatekeepers kept the gate. Because listen, as I said, I believe if you are a person who's visually impaired and you want to be a director and you can do it, cool. I have no problems with that.
yes,
I am happy to see, for instance, Renee and yourself. You're both. I didn't even mention this people. Both these beautiful ladies also model, and it's a
hold on.
yeah. You're not a professional model, but you model.
Let's wait now. And the reason for my modeling is because I cannot pay model to model my stuff. So
Yes, yeah, but we your fans. We are not complaining.
okay.
But here is the thing.
Yeah.
One of the great revolutions I've seen recently in social media is I remember a time when the concept of beauty was very different from what the concept of beauty is now. And I believe social media has a lot to do with that, and I'm very, very happy about that. But I mean, again, coming back to this thing, I'm hearing, like I said, I'm not a very judgmental person, but I hear music that I cannot relate to. And I'm not 900 years old. It has nothing to do with the content is just really not very good. And some of the artists cannot sing or DJ at all, not even a little bit. And when you are right, some people get ahead because them have a really good body. Them body look good. Them look good. And I said it earlier. There are artists that I follow that I know I like, but I'm not sure if I like the music. Are you getting what I'm trying to say to you? Female artists, obviously.
But
Um,
Peter,
yes,
if I may,
of course you
um,
may. Yeah.
but I want to stick to my original argument in
Yes.
not about the audience, but about the people who will stand the test of time.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
understand? What, as I said, I don't know what the filter is.
Mhm.
Whether that be the audience, whether that be the quality of the production of the artist, the talent level, their drive, their heart, or whatever combination of ingredients it is. But there will be a filter. You understand? It will separate the people who have all the full package,
Hey,
the
Justin.
looks and the talent and all of that. I believe they will stand up to the test of all of the new waves that,
Agreed.
that that we go through in the industry, whether that be the big butts, or they will stand up to the test of time. I just think it's good that, as you said earlier, that one time there's an influx of female artists now. Because one time you
Yes,
look
I
on a,
agree.
on a show, there's one female artist booked. You understand? And usually that was Lady Star. Remember back in the day? You
Yes,
understand what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, that's true. That's
But,
true.
but,
Hold the thought, Kofi. Jim Foster says those artists who can't please their audience probably won't survive, right? And Stephanie, to speak to something that you mentioned earlier, right? Hey, Penis Habit, what's up, sweetie? Um, we were talking earlier, and you said something that kind of it stuck. Look, I try never to be critical. It's just not in my nature to be like that. But I'm going to be honest at the same time. If the artist, social media has this term that says you go viral. Something goes viral. Now, it seems to be the god of social media. The goal of everyone on social media is to go viral, especially people within the arts. But here is the thing. Viral to me seems to imply something accidental that happens, a combination of factors that sort of come together and make something work. It might not have worked 10 minutes ago or 2 years from now, but you get the word out. The thing about viral is viral also happens to last for a very short period of time. Because tomorrow there's going to be another viral and the day after and 3 days after. So there was a group of people in the arts, and I'm not just talking about singers, I'm talking about us. We are all artists. We were kind of taught, I think, that the idea is to concentrate on your content, grow your talent, right? Find the best way to market it. So the substance was more important than going just viral. Because viral, I mean, both of you can educate me on this, but I just always think of viral as being something that's limiting. It's a good thing because you get the attention, but if you don't know what to do, I
In
think
the
Laura
moment.
said, if you don't know what to do with it, it's a problem. So, to the both of you, is social media impacting younger acts in a way that is negative because of its immediacy? Is that the difference between, back in the day when I'm gonna eat meat, but people that kill a chicken and strip it down and cook it and get it ready, and then 5 hours later you eat it, and now you just drive, go a fast food restaurant and buy it. Isn't that what social media is also doing to the arts? Thank you, Ace.
Want to go first, Renee?
No.
um, um, if is it the immediacy, if it's affecting young artists, it can, but I don't think. I guess because we're so used to the aged old, we have to pay with dues,
Yeah,
and work a number of years before and work our way up. You understand? And that usually takes a while. So it would seem like the social media is creating an immediacy that some people cannot withstand or sustain. And I think that is another filter. Is whether or
yeah,
not you can sustain the moment. It's whether
right.
or not you can capitalize on the
Yeah,
moment. You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Whether that be viral or otherwise, is when you get it and you have momentum, can you sustain the momentum? Can you build on it and can you make something of it?
Yeah, but
And that's usually, hold on, that's usually not just up to the artist, but to the machinery behind the artist, the management, the team, everybody involved in that.
most people go viral, Stephanie, and have no management behind them. It's just something momentary that happen. It does happen, and that's it. We've seen people. I will not forget some of my people in the stream. But Dallas County Scratchers. Hey, Penis, have it. What's going on? What a one is. Yes, it was a great concert last night. Thank you guys for coming. Penis, have it. You missed an amazing concert. All right, listen, Steffi. I'm a notice Serena get quiet. Listen.
My battery dying, and I'm wondering how I'm going to do this. So,
Yeah. Okay.
1 minute.
No problem. No problem. No problem. That's fine. That's fine. Look, Steph. One of the things is though that climb up the ladder prepares you for the
It
viral.
does. Oh, certainly.
So this is my thing. When I speak to a young act now, whether it's a singer, actor, whatever, their thing is, look, I don't want to go through this 10 years struggling or 5 years struggling. And I agree with you because that's not a pleasant experience. I've lived that. But here's the thing, you accrue so much information during that time, unless you are fortunate enough to have people around you who already have the information. So that when you go viral, whether it is artificially go viral, meaning that you create the circumstances, or it's going viral, you can take advantage of it,
Right.
right? But the thing is, I really think that immediacy does create huge problems because I've seen art people get big. You've seen that right here in Jamaica, cross it, cross it. Remember that song?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and maybe for 3 months, yeah, we are called them name, and
Mhm.
now it looks as if globally, even the music
But I mean,
Yeah,
and those people serve a purpose. In my estimation, they serve a
yeah,
purpose. I mean, some not all entertainment is sometimes it's just meant for the moment, you know,
yeah, yeah,
and who will stay will stay. I'm
yeah,
just That's just my belief about it
right.
all. I'm not pressed about who comes and hits and who was here while I was here working for years, because the truth is I understand that um you know what my disadvantages were.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And having that kind of retrospective vantage point kind of makes me understand how things are positioned right now and the advantage that other artists may have over me, and more power to them. I mean, I was making a point earlier about females. Is the social media, it's the gate, it's the lack of so-called gatekeepers, it's the leveling of
right.
the playing field now. More female artists are coming to the fore, you understand?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think I get what you're saying, and you're very correct. I think what you're ultimately saying is that regardless of what we are saying, the weeds will be everything will go work out itself anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the audience, when he's gonna do a film, when he's gonna do something, and the audience is either gonna love
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
be lukewarm, or hate it. It's gonna be one thing or the other. Um, and I think a part of this process for me as an artist, because I came out of that psychology of,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
claw your way up, walk up, and I remember when I got into social media, I resisted the wisdom Stephanie gave me. I resisted the wisdom Alice gave me and these other people because I didn't understand this thing. It made no sense to me. But then I realized, wait a minute, this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing because we can go around the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say this again, I started to tour the world because of two things. And these are the two things I was told would hurt me. The first thing I was told is singing in a hotel. All those hotels that I sang in, I sold my CDs in those hotels. Those people, when I went on the road first, came to see me because they love my music.
Right.
Very straightforward. No one thought about this. This was a global audience. So when I landed in Germany or I landed in wherever I landed, there were people, thousands of people there waiting on me because they'd seen me in a hotel.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally, right? And then secondarily, social media meant that those people could access me directly. They
Yeah.
didn't have to go through then TVJ, and they could come directly to me. And that's why I said to you, Rennie, um, Johan Dawes and yourself, you guys revolutionized the business because you took our music outside of the sphere of the majors. And
Right.
hey, yeah, you were like our MTV basically. People
Right.
don't understand. That's what you were like. Um, so I guess I understand what you're saying. Is anyone in the chat, would you like to ask any of these two amazing, beautiful ladies that I happen to be friends with? Any questions? Stephanie Hava is a singer, songwriter, record producer, author of one of my favorite books. And Renee, no, Renee, broadcaster, wow, entrepreneur, Jamaica's top male music video director of all time. No question. She know anybody says about that's a
She ran
fact.
away, left us.
Yeah, she right. Renee has directed some of the top videos for people like Sean Paul, for Shaggy, for my international audience, and for my Jamaican people, myself, and other people. She's a remarkable person. And we're just here having a conversation about entertainment. We're not doing the traditional things, like who inspired you to get into the business? And, I don't want to ask them question like, I'm sure you guys have covered that in every interview I've ever done.
Right.
Renee, you've made a transition outside of the physical industry here to
Mhm.
another country.
Yeah.
How has that impacted what you're doing?
Well, it has widened my expectation in terms of what I thought I knew. But it's a good thing because now I realize there's so much more that I'm able to do and so much more part of. Just that. when you're in something and everybody you know and you're familiar with your surrounding and things that you're doing, then it makes you stay in that little bubble and that there's a bigger aspect to think there's more you can learn about. But when you step outside and it's like you and it's like, damn, I didn't know I could do this or do that or be a part
Yeah.
of this, and
Yeah. Yeah.
experience. I'm embracing it because I'm getting more.
Uh, any plans to ever come back here?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Papa.
You realize you start to know first, and you go, no, so yeah.
Yes, of course. It was a plan of mine to come back and yeah, but it's kind of getting scary and scary every time. My decision kind of changes based on certain things that I'm seeing and hearing. So I don't know what to feel, but right now,
I get it.
Yeah.
Glorious Life on Wheels says, do you think some of the same factors and strategies that help to promote or market singers could be utilized to build a brand on YouTube?
of course.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, all right. Any pointers in terms of, because some of the people here are content creators and amazing content creators, I've got to tell you. Anything? I mean, I know Stephanie's thing is about the viral thing, correct?
Well, I think especially now where a lot of our concerts are happening online.
Yeah.
Definitely, I think it's something that promoters could look into, not just as a pandemic thing, but I mean, moving forward, we have to learn how to monetize the streaming platforms. Well, there are many streaming platforms that are monetized, but in terms of how many audience can your venue host and how much more can you earn from streaming alongside a physical concert. I mean, I
Well,
don't
I
know
mean,
if I'm straying outside of the line of
no,
question,
no,
but
you're not. You're not. I mean, the
right.
truth is,
I mean,
I
I
kind
think
of believe.
I think it's something that could work post pandemic too.
Yeah.
Utilizing you. I think you reach a wider audience.
Yeah.
And the investment might not be as hefty as putting on a physical production. Yeah, it's certainly something that they could do to widen the scope of how they reach an audience.
Well, I mean, I can say definitely we here on Peter Lloyd World, we have started a series called The Royals in Concert. Last night we had the fourth installment. And as you can attest, I mean, people in the stream are saying, concert was absolutely awesome. One person said it was so amazing. At one point, I cried. I mean, the show is that we have worked out the technicalities. The numbers are slowly building. Because the truth is, I'm of the opinion that the pre-COVID world is never coming back. No matter what we think, no matter what we say, that word is not coming back. And the other day, to confirm this, I saw the Beresford put on a concert and over 1 million. Which venue on God's earth could Beresford have put on a concert and gotten over 1 million? Yeah, there's no venue. I mean, we know he could do it. And how then do you now tell a Beres you have to go tour for 7 months? When in one concert online, he's reached that entire audience.
Yeah.
So I kind of think what Stephanie is saying is true. I think, and this is one of the reasons that we're pushing the Royals in concert, because I am convinced, my gut tells me, and the facts and the stats tells me that world has changed forever. It's just like I think it was Penis Habit was saying on one of her lives that because of the pandemic, there's so many people who have come to the platforms now. I mean, everybody's on YouTube, everybody's on Instagram, and that's all good because Stephanie, you're right. It's all going to. What's the term you use? It's all going to. I'm going to say it's going to work itself out.
Yes, it's all going to work itself out.
It's going to work itself out.
I'm worried.
Okay. Dallas County Scratches is asking the both of you, what inspired you to start your career? Whom
Oh, we were running away from that question. A joke, a
No,
joke.
but you know, it's one of my favorites, and he wants to know the answer to that. So Renee, you want to start?
Can I be honest?
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Whoa. Money.
Very good reason. That's actually a very appropriate reason. That's a very good reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be a part of the production in terms of producing and creative directing at Hype TV was because of love of production.
Right.
When I went into directing for music video and so forth, it was for money. It was it was money. Yeah.
That I think that is actually not only honest, but it's because I kind of think a lot of
Practical.
us,
It's
yeah,
practical.
yeah,
You know?
you see, as creatives, we're told to never say that. We're told,
Oops.
I said it to Stephanie earlier. When I started doing films, I fell into film, me dropping it, from film into broadcasting, and then when I got into music in Jamaica, I realized, wait a minute, I'm not making any money from this. What the heck is going on?
Yeah.
But I'm not making no money. How does this work? And I didn't want to get involved with alternate. I'm trying to find a nice way to say what I'm saying without saying.
Alternate means.
I didn't want questionable investors. You get what I'm trying to say, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, big up to them, But I didn't want to work with the questionable investor.
Like the scams and drug dealers.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Hey, Renee for president.
I'm not gonna say that.
All right,
I was doing all these commercials, and then someone called me and said, "Hey, you got a great voice, and we love your music. Why don't you do a show on the North Coast?" And I spoke to someone, and the person said, "Are you out of your mind?" I went and I was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
And it made me, doing all this cabaret made me one of the best live performers in the game of reggae. That's indisputable. Nobody can question that. And so what I'm saying is, I think it's really beautiful that you are honest enough to say money. Because I think that's actually a very good thing. Stephanie, what about you?
I was just chasing the fantasy, man. Listen, I mean, I was in my bedroom with my brush singing, "I miss you like crazy," and seeing, sold out audiences and all of that. And I was just chasing the fantasy. Money, I mean, I was just in love, with the arts. I was just in love with music. I mean, obviously, when I became an adult and I'm a mom, I realized that, hey, this thing gotta work out, and it's a livelihood. I need to make it work. But definitely, it was something that was just a fire that was in me from I was a little bitty girl.
Is it an asset that you are both multifaceted in the arts? Has
Oh,
it ever been
certainly.
a problem? Has it ever been a problem for either of you? Has anyone ever said to either of you, "Listen, man," because I remember being told this. Has anyone ever said to either of you, "Renee, listen, man, you need to concentrate on one thing and just do that one thing"? Stephanie, anyone ever approach any?
Yeah, I've heard that so many times, and I guess that's even why. I mean, a lot of people wonder why it took so long to write a book. I mean, I started writing that book for years now, but I mean, they say focus on music. They focus on one thing, and that's what they did. But then I realized that, I mean, what I'm doing, all that I'm doing is within the same arena. It's arts and entertainment. So why do I need to, shut down one part of me you understand? I just need to learn how to maximize. You understand? Yeah. And that's another skill that a lot of artists need to learn how to maximize. You understand, their time and how they structure, their business. And I've learned to do that over time. It wasn't something I was taught. I learned it over time. So I mean, I can be anything I want to be.
Right. Renee, what about you? Has anyone ever said that to you? Has that ever been an issue for you in terms of being multifaceted?
They might have said, but I never really listened. because it was like somewhat of a culture to me. Because when I started with Trevor Bailey and Music Plus with Odessa Chambers and kind of stuff, you had to learn a little bit of everything. So it
Right, right.
that was embedded in me from I started out. And then I the Hype TV, Joanne was like, okay, so if we're going to edit, we're going to also produce, and when they come in, you have to fix the set
Nah.
up. So
Yeah,
it was like, oh, but producer, no, you're everything. Everybody is
yeah, yeah,
everything. So
yeah.
it's like,
That's that is that. I mean, that is so. That's so honest and true. I mean, Dallas County Scratcher says Blacklight Records. I love the honesty. Ace, Ace, if it's buffering, go back out and come back in. These people are my awesome tribe, guys. I call it my awesome tribe. The people who follow the concept, we call them the royalties. They're beautiful people. They're constantly here. Gloria Stefan Wee says most successful people have multiple streams of income.
yeah,
But I think Glorious Life on Wheels, when I started as an artist, we were told the multiple stream of income thing, don't do it. We were told do one thing and just do the one thing. Okay. Ace, thank you so very much for the PayPal. Thank you very, very, very much for the donation to the channel, to keep us going. Means a lot. Thank you. And I know you don't like us embarrassing you like this, Ace, but I have to say, thank you, Ace. Thank you for the PayPal. All right.
I just had a
So
Nyla moment. I was like, Peter, please don't dance.
listen, listen. You guys are listen. Nyla doesn't think I can dance, and I remember winning a dance contest. Yeah, I mean, Ready, I saw your look. I saw your face, Ready. I cannot believe.
yes,
Listen.
yes,
You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm going to do an entire stream dancing, people.
yeah, you
Just
should.
gonna do. Come on now. All right. Okay. Let me behave. Let me, let me behave.
You're embarrassing me. Okay.
I am. I'm not.
A joke, a
I'm,
joke, a joke.
I'm not. So, all right. So it might be a generational thing. But the rise in women in entertainment, I kind of think it's created a balance, a very needed balance. And I'm talking about globally. I'm not talking about just Jamaica and reggae and whatever. I'm saying globally, the rise in women has created, I think, an amazing and beautiful balance. It's balancing the scales. But what
Right.
I've noticed is there is a competing narrative between two sets of women. One are the women who say no sexualization of any form or any kind anywhere, and you know what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah,
Nothing sexual, and then there is a new narrative that I kind of think started with how would I say it now? With to me Beyonce and those people where they were saying, look, a woman should walk around naked, not naked, but what I'm saying, dressed any way she wants to dress. She must celebrate her sexuality. How do you see this impacting you both as creatives within the space and the industry, that these two narratives existing together?
I love my body. I love my beautiful body. As a mom, I love my body. I love celebrating my body, not in a sexual way, but I think because it's been so taboo over the years to be um, overtly sexual. I mean, ladies have kicked that door down a long time, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But even if she was to some people she was doing too much. You understand? So on one hand, it's okay for men to say all the wonderful, the explicit things they want to do to us or our private parts, but we can't own or sexuality. And once I grew into that, I'm like, hey, I'm beautiful, my body's beautiful, and let me just show it off a little bit. I can't show you
Yeah,
now.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't think nothing is wrong with it, and I think there's a space for everybody. I
Yeah.
think there's a space for everybody. If you don't want to show your body, that's fine.
yeah, that's
But if you want to be, listen, men have owned our sexuality for too long. It's time for us to own it. You
Yeah.
understand? So let us, you understand? As long as we are not commodifying it. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? I'm for it. I'm for a beautiful body.
So you're fine with the narrative. You see no issue with the narrative because you know that for some, I mean, as a male within the space, I get it and I celebrate it because I think it really is a beautiful thing. To me, it's a beautiful thing to see, and I'm not talking about it from a sexual perspective. Honestly, it's beautiful to see all these different shapes being celebrated. You know, women who are petite, women who are bigger. I mean, I just think it's a beautiful thing to see this, and it's a beautiful process for me. But you do know that there are going to be men who get confused by the narrative, who believe that when I see a Jada, you know, wearing the battery, that's what they call him, I think, and you know, she's saying I can touch her, but she's actually saying no, it's my body and I can walk around. Because I've always believed, and I don't want to stray outside the realm of what we're saying, but I've always believed that a woman should be able to walk down Main Street completely naked.
Well, not completely naked.
No. To me, that's what I'm saying. Completely naked, and you can look, but and admire, but you should not think you have a right to touch.
Yeah, yeah,
It is her body. She has it, and I'm not just saying that. I genuinely have always believed that.
yeah.
But I'm just saying that I think because I think the persons who started, especially in Jamaica prior to this, was the Lady Saw. It
And it
was the dancehall queen
was her
Carlene.
was the
You know,
same.
it was Carlene and Lady
Yeah.
Saw, and these
Yeah,
people who said, "Hey, look at me." You know, so you girls don't see any issue with this
but
in the space.
no issue with that.
Oh yeah, yes. We see your posts. We see your posts. I have no problems with your posts. Listen, people, if you want to go follow these two beautiful human beings, go check out Renee Marshall's handle on Instagram is actually I am Scorpio 21. Okay? I am Scorpio 21. She's remarkable. You're gonna love her posts. Super talented, beautiful.
Yeah, body yada yada
Yes,
yada yada yada.
yes, yes,
Hey.
yes. In Jamaica, when I say the body turn up loud, 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 loud. Yeah. Beautiful person, beautiful woman, and super talented. And if you want to go follow Stephanie Hava, also remarkably beautiful person,
I don't,
beautiful
I don't, I
woman.
don't. My IG is not as lit as Renee
Yeah, but you can follow her
because
on
I'm in a very introspective place in my life. You know,
introspective.
I'm healing. I'm
Listen,
healing.
Scorpio,
do not let me start laughing in the stream. These people in the stream, they know that when I start laughing, I can't stop and the stream after done. So, you know, so we have body, yada, yada, right? That was I've
Yes.
never heard that term before. Stephanie only could come up with that. I've never heard that before. No.
I need to
I've
call
heard-
Nyla.
right?
She shouldn't hear it either, but I'm pretty
Never.
sure know it.
She
Yes.
probably does. That, yeah. You know what? Being a dad of two girls, man, trust me. Trust me. I don't know. All those earlier days in my life when I thought I was a player, I think, you know, I'm being punished now. I'm telling you. I can't believe I just said that on
Me too.
YouTube, but it's the truth. When I said I thought. Yeah, you guys, and people, you can go follow Stephanie Hava at Stephanie Hava. That's pretty much all her platform. You can find her. Remarkable. Go stream her music, people.
Yeah.
Guys, if you love great music, go check her out and go support Renee Marshall. Renee, I know people in the stream. I know you love my song, Pure Love, directed and conceptualized and edited by the one and only Renee Marshall. Yeah, tell you the thing, ton up.
Listen, I still haven't gotten a Scorpio 21 video, you know, and I'm hoping to in my lifetime. So,
One.
In
I
the,
want
in
it to
the,
on.
I think we all do. Nadira, big up to yourself. Big up, sweetie. Big up.
Hey,
Big up.
Nads.
All right, so ladies, we went over a little bit, but I don't care because you're like your family. And
We
uh, this is new, and hopefully I'll be able to get you back when we have a bigger audience for you. But
know.
we're having fun, and like I said, the key here is to educate people and then have them. I don't want to ask the usual questions. Why did you start? When did you start? You know,
Yeah.
I just want to ask the truth. I mean, like the stuff that people really need to know. And Renee, I think the quote of the night is money. I think that was the quote of the night because at the end of the day,
Money.
it's it's why we do what we do. This is a business, and I think that's the problem. When we talk to younger artists, and when I say young people, I'm not talking about chronological age. That is of no consequence. You can start as an artist in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Do your thing. But
Yeah.
what I think we need to understand is it's a business. And I
Yeah.
think that's the hardest thing about what we do. It's actually a business. That's why we're doing this. We are, we are not, how would I put this? When Renee stands in front of that camera or when she's in front of the storyboard creating, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I got to see Stephanie writing music and writing her book because we were working closely together at the time. And I'm telling you, I'm so sorry, she works really hard, really
Really
hard.
hard.
And I think, and let me say this to my content creators who are here. You are artists yourselves, and I know you guys work really hard. I see it. I think one of the challenges of us being people in the arts is that I guess combined with sexism that is rampant, unfortunately, but it's getting better. I think when people see us as artists, they don't consider the fact that we have to feed our families, that
Yeah.
we
They
have to
want to
pay
give
our
us exposure. Don't
I,
turn
I,
me.
I said something to a promoter that I could paraphrase it. The person said, I will put you on this major show and give you the exposure. And I said, sir, I am well.
Well exposed.
Yeah, yeah. I said if I strip and walk down halfway tree, I'll get all the exposure.
Exposure, right?
Yeah,
Viral.
yeah, definitely. So, how has that impacted you both in terms of people not understanding that you are working? This is a job. You need to be compensated, especially two of you who are very accomplished artists. You're both very accomplished in your respective fields. Renee, have you had to deal with that, and how did you cope with it?
Yeah. I have to get it, but they call me the little monster when working hard
Mm.
because I say what I say, that's what I say. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a case where you make them understand the importance of certain visual and why it is important for it to look the way it looks and for it to be the way it is. And so for that to happen, you have to have the finance behind it,
Right.
Right.
More,
Mm.
yeah, parts are sometimes they'll come up with their own resources in terms of the props and locations to kind of offset the cost that they pay.
Mm.
But more time it's always a question, can we cut this down, can I just pay you this and then pay you this afterwards? They
Mm.
have to really stand your ground and say no, this is what it is, and if
Right.
you can't do it then I understand and maybe we can later time, but right now this is
Yeah. Stephanie?
Um, they're always trying to cut down the budget. Or first, there is no budget,
Right. Right. Right.
or we've exhausted the budget, or I mean, very rarely. Well, I mean, not say rarely, because as I progressed in my career, I've started to work with companies and people and clients who they just want an invoice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And right, and they'll just pay you. But certainly there are times when entertainment is the last thing they think about, and it's the most important thing to their event, to their product, to their, and I'm like, I don't get it. You understand? So give us our due, because I mean, especially people who have, um, you have to remember that a lot of these musicians, they pay hefty amount of school fee to go through Edna Manley and other colleges. You
Oh yeah.
understand? To come a road, a work for gas money, that's
Yeah.
not fair. You understand what I'm saying? So let us respect people's. I mean, talent is it's a product.
Mhm.
I've learned to either sing, play the drum, play the keyboard, you understand? And I have mastered my craft. So
Right.
how about you reward me accordingly? You
Is this a
understand?
Caribbean thing? Is it a
Huh?
Caribbean thing? Is it a Caribbean
I do
thing?
not know. Well, I don't know, but what I can say is when I work with international artists, they're not asking me for a discount.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Is that your
They're not
experience,
asking
Renee?
me for a discount
uh,
right now. Even as a backing vocalist, my clientele is overseas mostly. I have maybe three local clients. Most of my clients are from around the world, and I met up as far as Asia. You understand what I'm saying? And they're
Yeah.
never asking me for a discount. They want to know when I can get the work done, and my money is in my bank account even sooner than I can quit sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, I that's my experience. I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing, but that's my personal experience.
Yeah, but remember we started this. We started this by saying you were saying that your mom wasn't very supportive in terms of the arts. My parents took a while to get, to the place where they were comfortable with the idea of me being
Yeah.
an artist. I mean, even when I was doing well, I remember my mom, love my mother, love my mother. My mom saying, "Honey, remember, you need something just in case this doesn't work."
Just
And I was
in
like,
case. Yeah.
Mom, if this now work, no, it not gonna ever work. So I mean, I think I can understand that. But I think also I have noticed I have sang in hotels that spent tens of millions of dollars on the hotel and did not build a space for entertainment. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
mom, which idiot came up with this idea?
Yeah,
Because
it's a problem that we've been having for a while in terms of seeing entertainment as a legitimate vocation. You understand? With most of when most time people ask you what's your hobbies? What are your hobbies? Singing and dancing. I mean, it can be a job. Makeup. You know, understand all of these things. When you look at people in Hollywood doing makeup for film,
yeah.
yeah,
you know how much money they're making? Lighting
yeah,
directors and stage
yeah,
managers in all aspects of the arts, they're making a killing. You
right.
understand? But I've seen that change and evolve. You understand in terms of because I
But
think enough
Stephanie,
people.
I'm sorry to jump in. We don't even have proper places to put on shows. We still
Right.
don't have proper venues. All the
Yeah.
venues we have is like a lawn or some like a place. We don't have a space in Jamaica that can hold 10,000 people that is properly enclosed with the right acoustics. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
insane. We invented three of the most popular forms of four: hip hop, reggae, dance, or ska. How can we not have this? This is 2021,
I mean,
So, I mean,
as I said, I've seen it evolve, and I
yeah,
think we're moving towards better days for entertainment. You understand? I think more things are being put in place. I mean, not as fast as we want them to happen, but we have to acknowledge it nonetheless.
yeah. All right, all right. All right, so ladies, we've been here for a minute. It's a joy and a pleasure to speak to you both. I know you are both very, very busy. The people I've known, these two ladies, I've known Renee longer than I've known Stephanie, but I consider them two people that I love and I admire and I respect to the bone. Um, Lionesses, if you never hear the term lioness, these two ladies are lionesses. There's no question. And my only complaint with them both is that they never want to acknowledge the truth of who they are in terms of art. Renee is the best music director, producer we have ever. I'm not saying that we haven't had other great people, but she's the top of the heap. She is the she's what everybody aspires to be. And I'm not, and I know I didn't say female.
Right? That's
I
really
didn't say female. I didn't say female. And also, Stephanie is.
Don't do it.
I've worked with Stephanie. Yes, she miserable. She miserable. Yeah, she miserable. And she love her own way. Yeah? She stubborn. Yeah, she's stubborn.
I'm an alpha. What can I say?
Yeah. Anyway, so but seriously speaking, I still think one of the best backing vocalists ever, one of the best vocalists, an amazing author. Cannot wait for a second book because she promised me that she'll be writing the second book. And may I go get very upset about the second book.
We're in a pandemic.
You know, so,
I'm taking a break.
I'm saying you both need to embrace your greatness, and thank you so very much for making it the entertainment center you are.
Thank you to Peter. You're awesome.
Yeah. Did you say I'm awesome? Awful?
No.
Sorry, I'm teasing. People, this is the beauty about talking to your friends, and it's an interview. Please go and follow Renee. Her social media on Instagram is I am Scorpio21. You will love her posts. Remarkable, engaging, beautiful human being, body turned up, loud, super talented, wonderful person. Really one of the nicest persons you'll ever come across. Please go follow her now. Go watch my Pure Love music video to see how amazing, and go check out all her works because by streaming these videos, you pay Renee. All right. Also, Stephanie Hava, just look for at Stephanie Hava.
Yeah.
On Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Amazing. Go get her book, Diary of the Scorpion Lover. Off book. May I tell you, engaging. Had me, I couldn't put down the book. May I say, yo! Go get her albums. Her albums and her music. Go stream her music. Check her out. You're gonna love her, and you will be seeing her on the Royals in concert. So, to all my people who is there, I'm gonna put it on the spot now too, Stephanie. You can't tell me no.
I can tell you no as much as I want until I'm ready.
Right. I've got to big up Dallas County Scratchers, big up Nadira X, big up the beautiful Ace, big up Jim Foster, big up Pina's Habit, all the people who were able to stop by. This is going to be a regular feature here on the new Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. It's going to be all about entertainment, the best concerts, the best interviews, anything to do with music, arts, entertainment. This is the place to be. We'll be adding a new segment very, very, very soon. There is something I needed to say that I wanted to drop in, and I took note of this because this one touched me. This is actually music news. One of my favorite actors of African descent that we all should remember just passed away on April the 26th. I don't know if you all remember Alan Payne. He starred in The House of Pain. He also starred in Jason's Lyric. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, Jason's Lyric. He unfortunately left us on the 26th of April. Remarkable person. One of my favorite actors. And go check out the new movie by, let me not do that here. Yeah. I just love the movie here. I just love the movie. Huh?
Which movie is it?
Let me try and remember the name. What is the guy that starred in Black Panther as a bad guy?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Movie out. It's
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B.
Right.
Jordan. It's
Okay.
some movies you watch the movie and you think they're the star in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You watched it? Did you like it?
Right.
Did you like it? Have you seen it? And give me an honest opinion.
It's all right.
It's all right. I kind of like this. That scene when he goes into the car and says, "What are you doing, my wife?" Yeah. Sorry. It's a male adrenaline. You know what I'm saying?
End of it. To get nice.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, all right. Maybe we should add a segment where we talk about movies, our honest opinions of these movies. Maybe we can get Rennie to come back and do the segment with us. And she would be the movie expert. All right, ladies, thank you so very much for being
Yes,
here.
of course.
I love you both. You guys are remarkable. Please go support my friends. They are amazing. If you know anyone who knows anything, who wants to learn about the industry, this is the place to be, the Entertainment Center. We'll be doing this each week. We're going to interview two persons who are the best at what they do, who will give you an honest perspective of the industry. Thank you, ladies. I love you both. You guys are remarkable. And the belly full, the belly full. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
You so
Renee,
Thank you
Renee,
too.
big up. Thank you.
much.
Bye, Renee.
All right, Steffi later.
All right.
All right, people. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let me say thank you to everyone who came to the concert last night. I know you guys enjoyed it. I'm getting so much amazing feedback from across the globe. Thank you very much. You are why the Royals in Concert is building and building and building, and thank you very much for making it the entertainment center. If you guys like this stream, and I mean, I'm talking to you, my regulars, my awesome tribe. Let me know if you like the stream. If you don't like the stream, it's okay. Let me know if you don't like the stream. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be having honest conversations with persons within the entertainment industry. And if you know anyone who wants to get into acting, singing, modeling, anything like that, I know people from all over. Last week we spoke to the amazing Nadira X, who's actually here in the stream. Go watch that also. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have some great guests, some more great guests. One more time, please go stream Stephanie at Stephanie Hava, and go stream at I am Scorpio 21. Data says my concert made me cry because, oh really? Oh man. Well, as long as it's a good cry, as long as it's a good cry, bro. Ace, thank you for the support. Thank you to all the people from Australia who are go. And by the way, keep sharing out the stream. People can go and watch it as it is right now. You know, it was just a great concert. I think the concerts are getting better and better and better with each stream. We have had awesome talents, but I'm not talking about the talent. I'm talking about the technicalities. And I want to big up Chef Noel Cunningham. He did a great job last night. Sorry that Tees couldn't be here, but like I told you, she had just landed in Africa, and her plane was running extremely late. So it was like she was just exhausted. And then we were trying to get everything together, and we just weren't connecting, or she'd come on and then it would go. So we just made a decision to just not do it. So thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Nadira X, thank you again for introducing me to the amazing Mr. Chris Taylor. Please, people, go and stream Chris Taylor's music. Go and stream Summer's music. Go and stream my music. If you would like, I need to big up Dallas County Scratchers for his super chat last night. Thank you so very much. Nadira, thank you for your super chat last night. Thank you for all the super chatters. It means a lot for us on the channel. And thank you, Ace, for just always being such a great support. I am back, people. I am back. I am back. I am back. I was having a lot of pain, really, 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 really bad. And I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to take the painkillers. So thank you guys. Thank you for making it the Entertainment Center on Peter Lloyd World YouTube channel. That's the new name. So let me know if you guys have enjoyed it and if you'd like to see more. Love you all. Bless up. You are kings and queens. All right. Big up and bless up. See you in a little bit. Cool.